Have you been feeling lately like you've been trying to get someplace and you just can't get there? You've been trying to reach a new health goal. You've been trying to reach a new business goal. You've been trying to just get unstuck in your life. And it's spring and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to pop and I want to do these things, but I'm not really sure. Well, today I'm going to talk to you about a surprising way that you can get there. It's a lot different than you might think. So I want you to hang with me. It's all about vulnerability. And I actually got inspired to do this through a very interesting source. It was in a magazine, and I want to show you. I want to show you the visual. Take a look at this guy right here in the blue robe. It's actually a kimono. It says the art of opening up. And this is this guy in Japan with his woman, who's much shorter, of course, in Japanese, and he's this big, booming American guy. And the article talks about his experiences in traveling, actually, and using vulnerability as a way to experience and opening up to failure, really, as a way to get to this place that he never knew he could get to. So it started in high school for him. He went to France. He lived with a host family. He didn't know any French. And he was deathly afraid of making a mistake. So he really tried, really hard to say the right thing. And at one point, he wanted to say how good the meal was and that he was full. And he used the verb for full that he thought was correct, and it meant pregnant. It kind of didn't go over big. He was embarrassed. He let himself fail. From there on, he found himself making friends like nobody's business. Then he went to Japan, and he met this woman, fell in love with her, and just like the illustration shows, he decided to go dancing one time and really make a fool of himself. And he got the biggest kimono he could get. It was still about a foot too short. And he was out there dancing, making a complete fool of himself, having so much fun. And he ended up getting invited to things, having just a beautiful social network because he wasn't afraid of messing up, feeling vulnerable, and learning. And that's what he did. He learned a lot about the culture and he made beautiful friends, and it was great. And last but not least in the story, he went to Cambodia. He stayed with a family because at that time there were no Airbnbs or any place to stay. So he stayed with a family. He thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be the longest 4 days of my life. But at the end, it was actually really fast because he decided he was just going to try to communicate however he could without any, knowledge of the Cambodian language. And he found that the more he opened up to people and just decided to look stupid, be vulnerable, that he ended up having these amazing experiences. And with each of these experiences, he grew. So I ask you, what are you holding back? Thinking about the goal that you want, thinking about that breakthrough that you want to have now that it's spring, the ground is starting to thaw, the snow is melting, depending on where you are. I'm going to speak to my own because I'm over here in New Hampshire, right? The snow is melting almost, What is it that you want to break through with? You can go ahead and comment below. And how will you become more vulnerable? And I want to tell you from my point of view, back when I was first starting my business, I want to tell you a story about how I became more vulnerable. Before I do that, I want to make sure that everybody is tuned into a survey I sent out. I sent it out on Monday, the 25th, I think, of March. And I would love it if some people have filled it in. It takes 3 minutes. It's asking you a couple of questions. And if you will be vulnerable and take 3 minutes and dive in there, what will happen is I'll be able to serve you better when I'm going to be doing this special thing that's going to start on April 1st. So at any rate, please do that. Even if it's after April 1st when you're watching this, still please do that. I'll put the link in the comments. Now I'm going to get into my own story regarding my own experience with starting my business. When I first started my business, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. And mostly I pretended I did. And but to some degree I had to be pretty vulnerable and just be out there. So there were a few trusted people that I said, I really don't know what I'm doing. But to most of the world, I was pretending that I knew what I was doing because I was deathly afraid of failing. And I failed a lot for about 6 solid years until this point where I hit a very big low, and everything changed when I finally made a big decision, and that my big decision is that I couldn't do it on my own. And I bought into a program for coaches who, knew what they were talking about. And that was pretty good. If I had to do it over again, that's what I would recommend. Basically, that you don't keep trying things and keep experiencing things, but don't do it at the expense of your sanity and your pocketbook. Because if you're going to be spending a lot of money, spend it in a program with a person that has done what you want to do. So for example, as you know, I've got a whole series that, will help you unscatter your life, right? That's a guide. Okay. And this is free and you can download it. If you haven't downloaded it, let me know. I'll get you that link. It will take you from scattered and stuck to focused and confident, and it'll walk you through the steps. You can do that for free. You do need some kind of a system, right? And in this case, it's free. I do have paid programs as well, but there's that. So have your system. Make sure that your system is based on some kind of proven track record. The second thing is to really consider investing in a program that will get you to where it is you want to go, because you see, oh wow, the leader of that program has done it, all these other people in the program have done it. That's the second thing. And the last thing is community. Like, reach out, have that circle of support. Have your friends, have your family, that's right. But also have a coach, have a trusted advisor, have somebody where you can fall apart, have somebody where you can feel so vulnerable, because your best friend is really good. Your accountability buddies are really good. Your spouse or partner is really good. Your coach is somebody that is also really good in a way that he or she holds no vested interest other than just getting you to where you want to go. And we as coaches have zero judgment, right? We want you to get to where you want to be. And the way you do that is through vulnerability. And we create this safe space. You can't be vulnerable without feeling safe. And believe me, when I was telling you a story about when I first started my business, I did not feel safe at all. I did not feel safe in the economy. I did not feel safe with my current husband. I did not feel safe in any way. So I had to keep pretending. And pretending is the antithesis of vulnerability, and it disallows the learning to happen, you see. So again, so the 3 things I want you to remember and take away from this, number 1 is to make sure and fill out that survey so I can help you. Number 2, if you haven't done it, download your free guide, Going from Scattered and Stuck to Focused and Confident. And number 3, I want to let y'all know that I'm not doing Wisdom Warriors on Monday the 3rd. It's usually the first Monday. This time it's the second Monday. And we're going to be focusing in on the economy and entrepreneurs and how you could really capitalize on where we are today. That's what I have for you. I will see you the next time. Thank you.